I'll call the meeting to order.
Commissioner Funes,
Present.
Commissioner Barton,
Present.
Commissioner Kroll,
Present.
Attorney Milano,
Present.
Lieutenant Haber.
Present.
Okay, we have a quorum. Okay, we don't have any minutes for this meeting. So we do have a few one-day licenses. Lynn English High School class of 1997, their 20th reunion at the Lynn Museum on Saturday, November 25th. Hours are 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. We also have a one-day license for St. Pius School for the annual wine tasting auction and fundraiser on Saturday, April 7th. They were on the ball. Hours are from 6 to 11 p.m. And then there's also a one-day license for the Gonzalez Cuevas family gathering at 26 Green Street, the Church Hall, Salon Parish, on Thursday, November 23rd for 4 hours. What is your pleasure?
Madam Chairman, I don't have any questions. Miguel, do you have any questions? Everything looks kosher to you?
Only on the one for the Gonzalez Cueva family?
Yep,
Anybody here?
it's a family party
For Thanksgiving.
for Thanksgiving, yep.
All right, I make a motion, we do approve the one-day license and waive the fees.
Second?
Waive the fees for the nonprofit.
For the nonprofit.
Okay.
For class of 97, if I could be heard just with some additional...
Oh, no, there's no need. This
No,
is just
right,
a
this is a formality,
formality.
we're
I know,
good.
but it's because we requested just beer and wine and we wanted it to be all...
No, we don't do all. We don't do
We
all.
don't, and
No.
and also just advise
Beer and wine.
that we did have a bartender that we contracted. So
Okay, but just bear in
beer and
mind.
wine, thank you.
Yep. We will, accept Miguel's motion. We need a second.
I seconded that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, and then there's a request for change of hours. Trio, the Mexican Grill would like to change their hours to open earlier Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 1 a.m., and Saturday and Sunday, 11:30 a.m. to 1 a.m. We just need a motion if you're in
I'll move to
favor.
approve the change of hours.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And then we have a common victular, Audie's Cuisine. Anyone here from Audie's? Right?
The only question I have, Madam Chairman, there were no hours of operation on the
Okay.
application.
Okay, you wanna come up? How are you? Good, good. Okay, what will your hours of operation be?
They will be from 8 in the morning to 8 p.m. at night, but on Fridays we will make it opening till 10.
Okay, so how many days a week are you going to be open?
6 days. We'll close on Sundays.
Closed on Sundays, okay. All right, so Monday through Thursday
Yes.
and
8 to 8,
8 to 8, okay? And Friday,
8 to 9, 8 to 10,
8 to 10,
Friday and Saturday, or just Friday?
just Friday.
8 to 10. And what's happening on Saturday?
8 to 8 also.
8 to 8, okay.
Good.
Okay.
That's the only question I had. Everything
Yep.
else looked fine, just fine.
You say no TV? No entertainment?
There is a TV.
Because you
I
said
did-
no.
Yeah, there is a TV?
Yes.
Okay,
I
good.
did.
Then we have to put that as yes. For TV, okay. Okay, okay, and what's your cuisine going to be?
It's gonna be Asian
Yeah.
and American.
Asian, okay. Very good.
I move that we approve the convicular.
No, second.
All in favor? Aye. Good luck.
Good luck.
Where's that? 468, okay.
Tomorrow on 10.
Thank you.
All right, and then we have another common victular, Sunset Caribbean Haitian Restaurant at 49 Union Street. Anyone here? Hi, come on up. Everything looking in order here?
Competition, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, 7 days a week, huh? Okay. And you're not going to have any kind of entertainment, no TV, no radio, no?
No, we just have a TV inside.
You do?
Yeah,
So you're going to have
got a TV
TV?
inside for the
Are you going to
customers.
be showing it?
Yeah, it's
Having it on?
shown.
Well, then you will have entertainment. You do have to pay for the entertainment license. And what will your cuisine be?
Yeah, it's gonna be the Asian, stuff, like it will be mixed with some other food, like the Spanish food.
Okay.
Also, yeah. Yeah, that will be Mexican mix also on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good.
Yeah, you just need to come in tomorrow morning if you want.
All right.
All right.
I'll move that we,
Question?
Question?
18 people, that's how many people is there inside? Yeah, that would be 18 to 20 people, yeah. That's counting the workers? Yeah.
7 a.m., 9 p.m., 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay. Yeah, it's small. All right, so you,
motion to approve? Tom and Dick?
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Up, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sir, just see Deb in the morning if you need that entertainment license. He's not listening. He's just-
Right.
Just come in tomorrow around 10. Okay. I'll have the license for you and have you fill out the other one, okay?
Okay, then we have another common victular, El Salvador Restaurant at 120 Broad Street, Jose Garcia. Yes. Jose Garcia, how are you?
Good, very good.
Okay, okay. Hours of operation are going to be 9 a.m. until 11 p.m. How many days a week?
7 days.
7.
Yes.
Oh. Who said that? All right. Okay, and you are having entertainment, and, okay, and what will your cuisine consist of?
Salvadorian, Mexican.
Okay. Okay, I just, Deb, the entertainment license, on this particular application that I'm looking at, entertainment application, the license is for Monday through Saturday only? What happens on Sunday?
Sunday is a separate entertainment license.
Okay. So they have to get a separate one, okay.
Yep.
Fair one. Okay, you understand it? Okay. Very good.
Once again.
Just need a motion.
Everything looks fine.
else-
Miguel, do you
Yep.
have anything? Everything's kosher?
No, everything is going to be okay?
Okay, I'll move we approve the common vic.
Yeah, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Tomorrow at 10, I'll have it.
Okay, and then we have a new license for La Ruta Restaurant, 21 Neptune Boulevard. You're looking for a wine and malt license.
I'm Attorney Vitale, and this is Francisco Tolentino Sr., and
Hi.
you probably know Francisco
Yeah.
from before.
Yeah?
I was asking him how long I've known him. It was actually an accident of history. Almost 14 years ago, he was working at the Marriott and bringing me a cup of tea on Sundays. And told me he had a dream, and the dream was to own a restaurant in Lynn. He lived in Lynn. He knew I was from Lynn. Well, with his hard work and your assistance, he's achieved that dream. He opened La Parada.
Yeah.
There were some bumps along the way, but he's learned, and that's been a very successful venture. Now, his son was involved in this new venture on West Neptune and Neptune Street. They've been there for 5 years. So about a year ago, they got city council consent to serve beer and wine. They want to exercise the approval. They had unanimous consent of the council at that time. So what you have before you tonight is the application to exercise the approval the city council had to serve beer and wine at this location. The menu is here. It features Hispanic cuisine. Francisco Jr. is going to be the manager. He's being trained to get a trip certification. He's worked, I think as you've seen in the application, in the kitchen at La Parada. He's worked in the food service business, but has some experience. And with the guidance of his father, I think would be a successful venture. And it's a family-run operation as much as La Parada has been. And I guess the real factor in their success is that the marketplace, the folks in Lynn, have become customers at their location, first up in Union Street and now here at the La Ruta.
Are you still managing at La Parada?
Yeah, still there.
We haven't seen it in about a year.
I know you did, yeah, but.
I just noticed one thing. I saw they had spaghetti on the menu, but it's for breakfast, which reminds me of my father-in-law who used to eat spaghetti for breakfast.
Yeah, they do.
I believe that's a traditional dish in Dominican.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling you, by accident.
I have no problem with.
What is the offer?
Again?
Number of people.
Wow, actually we're waiting for the approval. I cannot give you exactly the amount now.
They have to come in and inspect that. If you approve the license, then the ISD has to go down with the fire department,
Yeah, we don't have-
and they determine the number, and they give them the public assembly a certificate. That will be the number that they arrive at.
But it's operating right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
How many people in there?
it's about 30.
And then they will give you
Yeah, when they
the amount.
do the inspection, occupants, inspection.
After it leaves you, it goes to the ABCC. When it comes back, before they can pick up the licensee, they have to go and get approval
Okay.
from the...
So you're not serving alcohol right now?
No,
Just food.
I know that. I really do the hard way. Thank you.
Just checking.
Thank you.
I don't know if that's a perfectly chronological question.
Yeah, yes.
The proposed seating capacity is at 37, it says proposed occupancy 108.
That's what they're proposing. They can propose anything they want.
But the
Yeah.
city comes down.
Yeah, they have to go through what's called the 304 inspection.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to go through the field inspection. Fire department have to approve it.
Right. Okay, so right now you're operating with about 30?
Yeah.
Capacity of 30?
I mean, it's a totally different license, but, I mean, from 2014 to 2016, we saw you an awful lot.
Yeah, I appreciate
We
it.
don't see you as much as we saw your old man.
No, we're not.
No.
And I appreciate
Do
that.
you have anything that you'd like to add to
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Lieutenant?
If it's your attention, it's down here, is an application for a restaurant only. And the difference between Parada is a restaurant, but you've also got the bar area.
Right.
Yeah,
So
one
this is
point,
not gonna have that.
one point that I'm gonna, and I appreciate this commissioner approve many other places, so people can go many other places. Now you can see there is slow everywhere. People go piece, and piece, so it's not, was myself. And seriously, I was attacked. That back those years.
So the bottom line is you do
Keep it
not
up the way.
plan on opening a bar?
No. No opening like
That's
crazy
fine.
thing like
And the hours are, I didn't really notice the hours. The same as the restaurant is now.
Yeah, the restaurant now is, I think, 8 a.m. or
8 to 12.
12. Yeah,
8 to
8
12?
to 12?
yes.
12 is okay with me.
Okay.
Well,
Every day?
Yep.
7 days, okay. No live entertainment or anything like that? TVs? and
TV.
everything? Okay. All right.
To grant a new license? You
Pending approval of.
And approval,
Right,
yeah.
right. And it's, what's your name again?
Francisco.
Francisco, okay.
Junior.
Junior, okay. Very good. Need a second? I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for the time, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
All right. Communications, we don't have any at this time, but we do have a number of police reports.
And if I may, I'll just group the Las Vegas restaurant, all the incidents together. Okay, and we'll just condense them. The first incident at the Las Vegas restaurant is a patron from that business came out and ultimately had some words with the bouncer and ultimately took a stone or a stick or something and broke the Salvation Army window. All these incidents that I'm reading in, I've spoken to the owner, Sandra, about each one of these. She's obviously very concerned. She told me she's trying to run a good business, I get it, but I'm reading in 4 different police reports, so that was one of them. She tells me the person that was in there, the report says he was intoxicated. She maybe have some evidence to suggest he only had a couple of drinks. It would lead me to think that the party was a patron there and he was intoxicated as a result of going there. The other one for Las Vegas is a PC. There was a party there, having dinner, having drinks. Didn't pay his bill, got up and left, didn't pay his bill. So they encountered him. He was belligerent when the officers got there. He was determined to be highly intoxicated. Again, the question is, was he overserved? Initial reports suggest he was. She can tell us otherwise. And the other two are together, at least 2 reports that are for one incident, an OUI. There was a party that was in there. There was evidence of that through a receipt that the officers tracked back. I think the receipt shows that he had only 2 drinks or 3 beers. 3 beers or 2 beers. He bought one for somebody else. But there was evidence during their investigation, the initial officers found that there was some containers of alcohol in his car, and so whether he was completely intoxicated because of his going to the restaurant or because of him partaking, that's left for the courts to decide. But those are all the incidents from Las Vegas restaurant on Monroe Street. Again, if I could go out of order, on the last bunch, there are 2 liquor stores, Mike's and Chestnut Street Liquors. They were the victims of an armed robbery. We've had several armed and unarmed robberies at convenience stores, including these 2 liquor stores recently. And so the officers are working hard to determine who's responsible for those. Having said that, both of these businesses have been cooperating with the officers and the detectives to try to find somebody responsible. I don't believe there's anything they could have done, whether security or anything else, that could have, really helped with that. But the Blue Ox, the officers were called there for a woman that was intoxicated. They found her, staff identified her, requested that she leave, and she was found to be highly intoxicated. Unfortunately, the report doesn't necessarily reflect how much she had to drink there. It was the Blue Ox. She had been there, I believe she was a patron, and she was intoxicated and had to be put into protective custody. But again, the report doesn't indicate that what she was served. So on its face, it suggests that she was a patron there, and when the officers discovered her, she was indeed intoxicated. Let's see, the last 3, 1, 2, 3. This is all one incident from the Hibernian and the Lido. There was quite an incident. I have a videotape of it. Very difficult to identify the actual people that were responsible for some of the damage, but the Lido sustained a lot of damage. Keno machine, TVs, bar product, some of their inventory bottles and things like that. And the owner of the Lido is convinced, and maybe rightly so, that a party that got out from across the street, the Hibernian, that people came over just before they were going to lock the doors, and there was a problem. It was real quick, and instead the girl called. She called right away. I've spoken to both places, the Hibernian and the Lido. Again, I don't know what the Lido could have done different. There were a few people in there, and then this whole thing happened. Very dangerous. I have the video. I could let you see the seriousness of it. Talk to the Hibernian. They don't have any video for us to look at, to actually see the people coming across the street. But it's more than likely that's what happened. If they came across the street, maybe with bottles,
With bottles from out of
with
the
bottles.
window?
I would certainly have the Hibernian
Out of the
people.
Hibernian?
Yeah, I mean, that's the indication by witnesses there. And the video is limited to what's mostly inside. So I've spoken to a few people, and they tell me that they came across with bottles. I would certainly have the Hibernian people in here to make sure they have a handle on this. This is starting the season of parties. You didn't get the Knights of Columbus that'll come in next meeting. But this is what happens, and it's happening at the Hibernian. You rent the hall to somebody, and there was chatter that was going to be a problem, and there was a problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I don't know if you want to have them both in, and maybe Mr. Irvin can, state his case. I mean, I pretty much summarized it. He's convinced it happened. You can see it clearly on the video, people coming in his place and starting trouble within 2 minutes of being in there. And then the whole thing just erupted. You know, so that's up to you whether you want to do it, both of them, but, I mean,
Well, it seems to me like, Leo, from what I've read in the report, and listening to you,
Oh,
it seems
yeah.
like they did what they were supposed to do.
well, she called a couple times,
Yeah.
Caitlin, the bartender down there, she's been there through several incidents that we brought before the board. She knows her responsibilities, and she did in fact call the officers before it started. By the time the officers got there, because it was so quick, it really just, it just got out of control. She did.
She definitely did. But yeah, I do think we do have to have Bernie, and then just to reinforce with them that they are ultimately responsible for the people that they rent their facilities to. And it might not be a bad idea for them to get video surveillance in there, so that we have that.
I did speak with representatives down there at the Hibernian, and he said it's on their agenda, and I made them aware of the importance of that for themselves as well as
So we can
through.
reinforce it.
Yeah, I think that would be appropriate, yeah.
You want a conference or?
We can do a conference. Yeah, I mean, how does it?
I'm fine with that, Madam Chairman, the conference, it's in order, but if we could back up Las Vegas restaurant.
Okay, well, let's
just-
do that.
just-
Let's just one, just we gotta make a motion to bring in.
We just say conference.
Conference,
hearing,
okay.
Right?
Conference.
All right, so you say
That's good
conference.
enough.
But,
All right.
no, Las Vegas is like, I really, they've been open about a year, I want to see all the incidents, and I had a phone call from a member of the city council today, and I've spoken to people that live in that neighborhood that have complained about patrons urinating on the side of the building, and a number of other things, so I don't know if it should be conference or hearing, I'm kind of teetering, I'll let you two decide, but.
I'm kind of thinking conference based upon what Lieutenant has been telling us that.
You said
the
you're
owner
trying.
is-
Well, I've said that before, and I say that about anybody that comes before me and expresses the fact that they're trying. I wish if I could see signs of that.
Sure.
I do know she's trying, but I do know that this is an inordinate amount of incidents to be reported. And I told her that, I said, they're certainly gonna wanna speak with you.
Yeah.
So it's your decision whether it's a conference or a hearing, but I am concerned the number of incidents and what appears to be over-serving. And I have spoken to some of the residents down there as well that make complaints to the police station.
I think it should be a hearing then. Hearing now, I think it should be a hearing. A conference is educational, a hearing. there may be disciplinary.
Hearing that, because I heard Lieutenant say that she just cooperated and she did.
She is. She
This is the
cooperated.
first I'm really hearing him say, based upon the number of reports and whatnot, it should be more than just a conference.
I mean, I believe it's up to you, obviously. But, I mean, again, I've spoken to her, and she's very nice, and she's trying very hard. She's running a very difficult business. That's it. I mean,
Wasn't there a repeater before that?
it was.
It was. Not like this, but I mean, it's a different type of establishment.
They have been here a lot.
Okay.
And a lot of that has been out of their control. I mean, that incident, the very serious incident that was last year, was actually this year, beginning of this year, that resulted, which we're talking about, that resulted in homicide.
Yeah.
It started.
Okay. And I think at that hearing, I'd like to see a list of all the police reports for this establishment, so we can kind of look at them in chronological order.
We have that, I can help.
Can you do that? Okay.
Thank you.
I think that'll help.
Thank you. Yeah, over here.
Okay, just on the Hibernian, we're calling them for a conference, Lido, or no?
No.
No, that's the.
And Las Vegas is in here.
Here.
Okay. Blue Ops?
You were some after the files. That was the drunken woman at the bar.
Yes.
She seemed to be like touched in the head or something.
You know,
It feels like she could have been overserved, but there's no video or
there's no evidence or anything that says what she was clearly intoxicated as far as what the, they call an ambulance and have to check on. We don't get a lot of calls down there, but we certainly want them to be compliant.
Exactly. Good for here, and just reinforce.
Conference.
Conference, thank you. bring me to a conference and
You didn't have your little team today? Or your VA, excuse me.
Oh, one more, I'm sorry, because I did take them out of order, so that tossed me a little bit. There was a report of an attempted robbery by a person that goes down there. There's no video available. There's question as to the facts of the incident as she reported them, the victim reported them. I heard a little different story from some of the other people. I'm not questioning the victim per se, but it happened out in the parking lot. I don't know that the business could have done anything if somebody, patron was out in the parking lot and was approached and robbed. She wasn't actually robbed, but you read the report. I mean, so I had a couple of questions with it, but that is what it is. I don't think the business had anything. She didn't.
See that? We did everything I wanted to order, we were all
Steve took the money.
You were taking a lot longer. I got to shuffle through the notes again.
Steve, thanks, that
I've already done it 3 times. If we can go for it.
There's new ones that came in today?
Oh, well,
Yes.
we're gonna do
Okay.
that in Columbus, where they also.
Okay, yeah.
Conference, okay.
Wait, whoa. Let me ask you, let's ask Lieutenant, on the nights of Columbus.
That was the drunken wedding.
Right.
Well, that came in, yes. I didn't know you had it.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
And I
yeah,
said, so, very concerned. Now, that's why I said that the one we had before from Hibernian, very dangerous.
Right.
This is also very dangerous. An officer was assaulted.
Exactly.
And there are more scheduled for this holiday season.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm definitely concerned.
There was definitely over-serving
Oh, absolutely.
took place,
All indications.
exactly. I'm gonna get these all back to you.
And there was one more, that, so we were doing a conference with,
This is going to be nights, you wanna hear?
Well, I mean, you might want to hear it.
if you want to hear it,
That's,
fine. Serious.
yeah,
Okay.
there's.
Fine, hearing,
Because it wasn't just this one patron that was intoxicated, the crowd.
yeah, it was an angry mom.
Yeah, exactly.
An angry drunken mom.
Right.
Green tea.
Green tea to me sounds like it's.
Green tea just
like
came
it's
in.
for fives. They did the right thing. They saw an incident, they called it in, and
Everything. that
it
comes-
happened all outside of the establishment.
Everything at all, that related in any way is going to be, I'm going to send you, so, yes, that, obviously, we have in our packet.
Right. See if you work with domestic. So except green tea.
It's the finals, yes, right on.
And then you can see that from the table. Is there any new business? Yep. Do you vote on extended hours for New Year's Eve?
I'll move to approve the new hours for New Year's Eve, with the exception of those 3 that had incidents.
Okay, yes, yeah.
3
Right.
establishments that had incidents
Right.
within, what, the last 6 months, is that how we do it?
Last 11 months, so November to November till November.
Okay, so say aye.
Need a second?
I second that.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. And any old business?
No, I don't need any reservation for the Christmas party.
Well, that would be old business.
That'll be December 12th.
When?
December 12th, right after the meeting.
We'll go to Ye Old Town.
Oh, we'll do the second. Is that the third Tuesday?
No, it's the second.
No, it's the second Tuesday because I didn't want to be involved, be conflicting with the mayor's party and
The Christmas tree light.
Oh,
Christmas tree.
So we'll
all
change
the
it.
above.
All right, so we have to advertise for change in our meeting?
No, it's already advertised.
It's posted?
It's
Good.
posted.
And we're talking the old time?
Thank you, guys.
You may keep a sour pussy. You
No, absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely, it'll be right after our meeting. Okay.
I make a motion that we do that again.
I'm sorry, Commissioner, what was that? Motion to adjourn, Madam Chair.